Hey gifties, welcome to another episode of What a Gift, the podcast where we are trying to go from weary to cheery. I'm Jewel.
And I'm Sarah. It's good to see you again, Jewel.
You too. Today we're getting into some fun stuff.
Yep, we're going to be getting into a couple of gifts, those of air travel and anticipation. Which kind of cross over, I guess.
Not feelings. We're jet setting today, people. What's new? How are you?
I'm doing well. I feel like I have mixed feelings recently. I found myself in a friend group that holds hands while they pray, like before meals.
No.
And that was my initial reaction as well. It's like, okay, like let's pray before this meal in the name of Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and then this happens and everyone just kind of looks around like, is it a bit or is like everyone gonna do it? And then everyone holds hands and then you pray and then they add this thing where you like everyone starts like shaking their hands and they say, I love you, shake the love around the table. And
Sarah, you have to leave this group. I'm sorry. I say this with love. That sounds so weird and uncomfortable.
I know, but I kind of love it now. I've been acclimated.
Wow.
I think
it's funny. Like
it's not like a joke. Like they like. I thought at first it was a bit, but I think the more that I'm around them, I'm like,
that's
okay,
even worse. Like... first of all, but the fact that here's the thing. If you're just like in a Christian denomination that doesn't do the sign of the cross, then I kind of get praying while holding hands, like, but the whole rigmarole of sign of the cross, then grabbing hands, then like it's too much business. And meanwhile, I'm like, can we eat? Let's kumbaya later.
But you know what? By the end of it, everyone's smiling. Like you've like set the tone for the dinner that like we're here to have a good time, hopefully for a long time.
Wow.
So,
well.
So, anyways,
I'm happy for you guys. That's so funny. Sometimes during mass, like when the Our Father starts, as a joke, Chris will like grab hands, but I'm just not
there's an opportunity to go to mass here,
but absolutely no judgment.
Sure.
Or
you just judged the crud out of me.
Judgment and hate to specifically Sarah's friend and how they say grace, but if you like holding hands while you pray,
but if the gifties
respect and support.
Do it. Where I work, there's an opportunity to go to mass every day, and I think about it almost every day. Like I just like want to like hold out my hands, just like sliver your hand to people. Sometimes I'm like next to a vice president or like a random person. I'm like, it would be so funny, but it could backfire for sure. Like they could be so
suddenly
annoyed.
in HR.
Like they instead of like looking and smiling at me, they could be like, it's inappropriate to do that, you know. So
yeah, better to keep that one as an idea.
So how are you?
I'm doing well. I have a new little internet obsession that I've been tuning into. It's funny. I feel like I fluctuate every episode between being like, break our phones in half, move to the hills, and being like, I've been staring at my phone for 20 hours. But I have. And okay, are you familiar with the brand Le Creuset?
Yes.
Okay, so lately it's gotten popular that people will go to these like Le Creuset. So Le Creuset is like kitchenware, specifically like very nice stoneware and Dutch ovens and stuff. So people, mostly women, will go to these big warehouse sales for Le Creuset, and they're like, they get announced. They'll be like, there's a warehouse sale coming to Portland, Oregon, and people will make like pilgrimages to this warehouse sale. And the most popular item is they can buy these $50 mystery boxes.
They're only $50.
I'm misunderstanding, but I'm pretty sure. But it's like you had to buy a ticket for the event, and and there's only a certain number of them.
Still though,
they're in like, it's hard to get one kind of, but I think they are only $50. So
because some of these pots are like $300.
Yes. Wait, maybe I'm wrong.
No, you could be right.
I thought they were $50. Anyway, so these videos are people in like parking lots outside of the warehouse sale being like the one I most recently watched was in England somewhere, and they're like, all right, she's opening a box, like, what you got, like, and she's like hacking open this cardboard box, and it's so I don't even care about Le Creuset, and like I will watch till the bottom of the box. She's like, okay, this isn't the color I wanted, but like, well, let's keep digging. Okay. Like, and they get like And then like the other friends will be like screaming if she gets like a big Dutch oven or like or it's like she gets mugs and they're all like, well, keep looking, what else is in your box? Like, and it's just these blind mystery boxes of people seeing what they get. And I will be just like staring at my phone watching these forever. And I'm like, in my mind I've kind of like decided, okay, like what colors would I want and blah blah. And I have no intention of ever going to a warehouse sale. I don't really need any of these kitchen items, and I cannot get enough of these like sweet wholesome women opening their mystery box and like either being so happy or like trying to put on a brave face for their friends when they're like, well,
you got oven mitts.
It's the mushroom color or whatever. But anyway, so that's kind of what I've been tuning into.
Nice.
As the world slowly burns around us.
I've seen a few of those too. It's like mother and daughters, and they're like,
and you can sometimes sense like group dynamic, like where like someone's so jealous of the other person's box, or they're trying. There can be a lot of subtext and unwritten plots to these videos, but
And then do you immediately open the comments and see
for
what
sure
people are saying?
I am a comment lurker.
I feel like
on almost
comments
all videos
could be a whole gift on the pod because I love
the greatest comedians of our time are in the comments. Have you ever had a comment of yours go viral?
Once.
Like, it's actually so annoying because like you just get notifications for it forever, and it's always the dumbest most random comment of mine. But
how many times does it happen to you? I feel like it happens a lot to you.
No, just like 5 or 6.
It's so annoying when it happens.
I'm like 500 notifications because I said something witty. But like when someone is being funny in the comments, I'm just like, whoever you are, wherever you are, you have brightened my day.
Exactly. I feel like so many times me and my sister are sending reels back and forth, and it's like comments, like.
Totally.
It's like the reel itself isn't that funny, but then the comments you're just rolling.
The comments sometimes completely make it. We've had like a couple commenters on our Spotify pods. I wouldn't say comedic genius has emerged yet, but definitely
Leslie, we see you in there.
Support and love.
Keep commenting, sharing
Gifties,
it.
liven up the comment section. Totally. Let's see what we get
and interact with DMs. Let's go. Let's see what we got. Okay.
Well, we're going to take a little trip today. Sarah, what are you unwrapping today?
I'm unwrapping the gift of air travel. This is a recent conversion for me. I used to be a road trip person through and through. And I think it's because we grew up doing road trips. Like even when we would like move across the country, like we would move from San Diego to DC, and my parents were like, all right, pile in, like let's take off on this 2-week journey to move our lives. And it was cool. I mean, we always got to see a lot of stuff like national parks or museums or random things and places. And anyway, so I used to be team road trip, but now my roommate in Chicago, Christina, she was like, she is so bougie. She's like, if a trip is like gonna be more than 2 hours in the car, like I'm just gonna fly there. And I'm like, 2 hours? It's so short. And she's like, well, whatever. I'm just gonna fly.
She's like, you know what else is short? Life.
And so that at first I like hard rejected that, but now I'm like, maybe she's onto something.
I mean, air travel is miraculous. Like it's basically time travel. Like it feels like so insane that if I can climb into this metal box and shut my eyes and then wake up somewhere completely different.
Totally.
I think it's
how babies feel in strollers. Probably.
Yeah, it is amazing. And I feel like we do kind of take it for granted. But the fact that like you could go to a wedding across the country or visit somebody and it not take a week to get there is wild.
Totally. Sometimes, two things. One is sometimes when my family lived in Colorado Springs, Pikes Peak is like the backdrop of Colorado Springs,
it's so beautiful.
It's where America the Beautiful was inspired to be written and stuff. Like it's like an iconic peak. And my dad, like our back porch had an awesome view of Pikes Peak and the mountains, and my dad would be like, we'd just be sat out there for like family dinner or something, and he would be like, gosh, could you imagine, like, he's like, no wonder people settled here. He's like, could you imagine like coming upon that range with like a wagon and your family and your cattle and everything? Wow. He's like, I'd be the first to be like, okay, this looks good, you guys. This is as far as we go.
That's so funny.
So anyways, it made me think of that. But in other news, besides just the beauty and the goodness and the gift that air travel is, it is its own culture. The
For
airport,
sure.
the plane.
The things people think are okay to do in airports and on planes that they would never do
Yeah.
at work or at
Yeah.
home.
And honestly, I'm unwrapping it as a gift. Like, it is elite people watching, and it's like, yeah, this like total subculture that like you are a part of the second you get through security.
Totally.
Even in line for security.
Yeah. Well, also, like, I mean, air travel, even just since COVID, has
Devolved.
changed and devolved. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like it used to kind of be glam, and
Yeah.
now I'm like, like steerage class on the Titanic being like
Yeah.
shepherded and yelled at, and like
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like unless you're flying super bougie, it now feels like here I am on a Greyhound in the sky. Like it feels so.
Totally. Well, that's what it is. Even when you get credit cards with like the perks and stuff, it's like there's still like a million people in the group 1 that get to go before you, and you're still just like you're in group 2, and they're like, okay, now we're checking the rest of the carry-ons, and you're like, what the heck? Like,
Totally.
I'm group 2 and there's 7 groups. Like, this is brutal.
I hate that.
But-
And like I don't know. I feel like crazy stuff has happened on airplanes and
Yeah.
in airports in recent years, especially since COVID. But now because of that, like I don't know if I'm just imagining this, but I feel like the staff now is treating everybody like we're already in trouble. You know what I mean? Like the most recent flight I took, the guy on the microphone was like, listen, like I don't want to see you using your code in the overhead space. Like, I don't want, like, he's just like kind of already venting about all this stuff. And to my knowledge, nobody had done anything wrong. He was just telling us that we're going to start boarding. And
Yeah.
I felt like the whole flight, we were just in trouble constantly because you could tell there are these frazzled
Yeah.
flight attendants who have been through a lot or who now just feel like a general distrust that people can just follow the rules and be
Sure.
normal.
Yeah.
So that is like a bummer. But it also, like you're saying, it's like one of the few great spaces where we just get thrown in
Yeah.
with strangers, encounter happens. Yeah. And
there are just people of all kinds on planes
mhm.
at all times. Like, yeah, it's hats and tattoos, and I mean, it is just, it's crazy. But
hats and tattoos.
I was thinking like one, like I was on a flight recently. Sorry, yeah, that is like so stupid. It's like people can wear hats.
Both of those things sound very normal.
In my head, it's because I was on a plane and like there was like 4 guys with like giant cowboy hats on, and like they were like dressed to the nines, like
Whoa.
you know, well, they had jeans but like they're nice jackets and stuff, and I was like, where are you coming from? Where are you going? Like it was a flight from like it was like Chicago to Denver or something. Like it shouldn't have been like Western Central, but Western formal.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. And then, you know, there's like, yeah, usually people who it's obviously their first time flying because they have no idea what they're doing and holding everyone up.
Right.
But anyways,
Do you have a fave airline?
yeah,
What is it?
United.
I really like United
I
too.
love United. Yeah, they do it the best, and I will take no questions at this time.
Wow.
You can keep your comments to yourself in this particular scenario. People feel really strongly about their airline loyalty.
Yeah, I know. I actually don't feel like a strong.
Okay.
I mean, I know which ones I don't like, which I will politely not mention.
Sure.
But my husband Chris is famously in flight school to be an airline pilot.
Yes, yeah.
He like already has his pilot's license and he's getting his commercial license right now. And he's doing an amazing job. I love you, sweetie. But I'm like, whoa, like what airline is he gonna end up at? And like,
Yeah.
I'm about to be first lady of the Delta Lounge or whatever. Cut to me, like I'm flying the jump seat on Spirit, but it is exciting, like because I feel like I'm nowhere like near as well traveled to do. I feel like you've like been all over, and the idea that eventually once he builds up his hours and gets in with an airline that we like might be able to fly a lot more, see the world more, is like, whoa, this is exciting.
Yeah, that is exciting. So my good friends, my friend Ryan is a pilot for United actually, and
Oh, cool.
him and his wife have 3 young girls, and it is super cool to see how they like take advantage of his career for like their family and for their relationship, and how generous they are with their extended family and with me. I love you guys. And anyways, I think that is part of why I'm so loyal to United too. And I lived in Chicago and Denver, which are like United hubs, so it's easy. But anyways, do you have a routine when you get to the airport to the time you land?
My routine is to like become like to enter into almost like a subhuman like state. Like
what do you mean?
I'm just like, keep your head down and just get to your destination. Like I feel like I'm not like glamorizing it. I'm like,
Sure.
Get what you need, sit at the gate, get on the plane, and then like go to sleep.
Okay,
go to sleep if you can. If you're not tired, listen to podcasts you have downloaded and do crossword puzzles, and then get off the plane. Like I don't know. I feel like I think I'm a little claustrophobic / hate being told what to do / just I hate. There's something a little helpless with like just being in your time, like being lining up and being on the tiny jetway and then sitting in your seat. Like I don't know, where I'm just sort of like,
sure, let's
just get through. And I'm not afraid of flying at all. Like it's not about the plane being in the air. That I'm great with. It's about I'm just like want to be free to do my own thing, and I feel very confined.
Yeah.
But so I wouldn't say I have a routine other than just like get to where I'm going. Yeah. But I feel like usually I'll get water with no ice from the flight attendant because I'm super exciting. But if not, I'll get a crisp, spicy ginger ale. Yeah. That's my number one plain beverage.
That is a good plain beverage.
And my number one plain movie is, say it with me, You've Got Mail, starring Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. I'm not kidding. On this most recent flight, I like got on the plane. I was like, what should I watch? And was like flipping through, and I was like, wow, I've never seen Moneyball before. Like, oh, what about this? And I'm like sliding. And then hit the Y's. As soon as I see You've Got Mail, I was like, play. Go into a trance.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like, I think it is comforting to have a familiar watch on a plane versus like something totally new. But
totally. Yeah.
I'll dabble in new stuff too.
Yeah.
What about you?
Makes sense. Yeah, I used to be like, get there early. Like I want to make sure, like leave no room for error here. Like I'm going to get through all the lines I need to get through. I'm going to be able to use the bathroom and fill my water bottle and like do all these things and get to the gate. And then I'd wait there for a while and then I'd board the plane. And I used to be like, oh yeah, I'll just like, I have a seat, so I like don't need to get on first.
Right.
And like all those kinds of things. Boy, have I changed. I feel like, I mean, at this point, I'm traveling like multiple times a month, and I don't have time to get to the airport hours early. Like, I do not like the airport that much. I don't need to be there that early.
The food is terrible.
Yeah, so now
and so expensive.
And so now I get there like, I cut it close sometimes. Like, I mean, I try to get there like between half hour and an hour before I think my group is gonna board. Not like boarding in general, but like my group. And I have like TSA pre-check and stuff now. So yeah, basically I roll up hot out the gate. I just get through security. I go to the bathroom. I don't even care really about the water stuff anymore. And I go to the gate. I usually get right into the group 2 line. I board the plane, put my stuff up, sit down, lock in. And I'll have something downloaded or I'll like watch something on the screen. But my go-to plane movie is Crazy Rich Asians.
That is a great plane movie.
It just is always good. It's like good vibes all around. And but if I'm not doing that, there was a time where I feel like there's like certain shows that I would only watch like while I was traveling. I would download them to my phone and watch them. And legitimately, like the fact that like air travel is like its own kind of culture or like thing, I wouldn't remember the show. Like I would get home and I'd like turn on my TV or my Roku or whatever, and like that show wouldn't even be a possibility that I could pick up where I left off on the plane. Like it's like out of sight, out of mind until the next time I'm at the airport and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm watching the show. And it was like there were certain shows that I only ever watched like while I was traveling. It was the weirdest thing. Billions.
That is a show that does not exist except on an airplane.
And I think I did it with Vikings as well. And
wow,
I think it was like it started because it was shows that I knew my roommate didn't want to watch. And so it was like the only chance I got to watch them was when I was apart from her.
Yeah.
But then it just turned into like, yeah, I like have these shows that I only watch. Right now it's Foundation. The Foundation or Foundation. It's an Apple show.
Whoa.
It's like a sci-fi show. But
wow.
Anyways, yeah.
I recently was on a Southwest flight, and whatever plane I was on was like one of the older models. Like it was like, do you know, have you ever heard that TikTok sound that's like the ghetto? That's like what I felt like getting on this plane. It was like, you know, like flaps falling down from the ceiling. Like it just felt like it was on its possibly last.
That's what the flight
journey.
attendants were yelling at.
And there were no TV, like there was no TVs on the seats or anywhere. Like it was so, but you could do like, you know, go in your browser and still get the in-flight entertainment. And this is so embarrassing. I just didn't want to hold my phone to watch what I was watching, but there's no, like, the angle of it on the tray table wasn't working for me, whatever. So I used 2 hair ties and, like, turned into a full inventor and, like, tied them around, like, the little thing that holds up the tray table.
Okay, yeah.
And then, like, basically it's just like hung my phone in the 2 hair ties, like, and it was just like dangling.
It's amazing.
And I was like watching it, and the 2 women next to me like thought I was a scientist. They were like, "Oh, did you make that? That's incredible." Meanwhile, there's 2 full thick hair ties across the screen, like covering what I'm watching, and they were like, "Look at that! Like, look what she rigged up!" Like, and then one of them had to get up for the bathroom, and she knocked it down, and she was like, "I am so sorry. Can you rebuild it?" I was like, "It's honestly fine. I'm just gonna go to sleep." But it was, they were literally like women in STEM, like so amazed that I had constructed this thing.
I also feel like even your neighbors on the seats, it's like they either become your best friends
or your mortal enemies.
Yeah.
100%.
Most recently, I made a best friend. I was sitting watching. Well, okay, so on my flight wherever I was going, the guy in front of me was watching Independence Day on the screen, and I found myself just like glancing over and being like, "Oh my gosh!" Like I've forgotten every detail of that movie. Time to rewatch. So then on my return flight, turn on Independence Day. And this guy next to me, this older man, was like, I could see him glancing over at my screen. And then by like 20 minutes in, he's just full on like watching the movie. And multiple times I was like, I should probably just like turn on subtitles for this guy. And I should have. That's my biggest regret in life so far. But anyways, at the end of the flight, we get to like, he gives the big speech, and then they're about to like take off to like fight the final battle, and we land and we can't finish the movie. And so I turn it off and I take my headphones off, and I could see him like finally like adjusting and like going back into like reality of his own circumstances. And I look over, I'm like, we're never gonna know what happens. And he laughed harder than I had made anyone laugh in a long time. It was so sweet. And
that
he was
is
like,
so sweet.
Yeah, sorry, I just like really got into that. And I was like, no worries. We're one family, you're right, guys.
That is so funny. I feel like there was a time where when I was heavily romanticizing life, where I would like be very open to talking to my seatmates.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, please, no one address me. But especially when I was single, like it's a classic feeling of like sitting at the gate waiting for boarding to start, and you're looking around and you're like, who's here? and and you spot a couple people who you're like, well, I wouldn't be too mad if I ended up next to them, and you like have an idea of like who I'm gonna end up with, and you know, like end up sitting next to him. We'll strike up a conversation, and then without fail, whoever you end up next to is like the mouth breathing person with like a full Ziploc bag of hard boiled eggs that they like have to eat on your flight. You know, like you never end up next to like the person you imagined. It's always like somebody who is like doing a full Korean barbecue on their tray table, like, and you're just like, when am I ever gonna get the one I want? But I felt like I was much more like aware and open, and which is a shame. I need to practice what I preach more with, like, the world is so divided, like we need encounter, like, and it's just so easy to pop your headphones in and be like, let's just all get to where we're going. And then you remember that like sometimes you catch a glimpse of like how human the people are around you, of like, just so you can tell someone like across the aisle from me the other day, like this man was just so tall. Like, he was way too tall for the seat he was in. And one of the, like, flight attendants had been, like, sitting in one of the exit seats, like, ushering people on. And he was like, can I please have that exit seat? And his knees were, like, pressing against the back of the seat. And she was like, oh, sorry, we already, like, she was just, like, totally shut him down. And I just, like, was, I don't know, suddenly felt this, like, this poor guy is in, like, a physical pain on this flight. Or, like, or yeah, you see someone trying to keep their baby quiet, or someone who, like, getting to, like, a little old man getting tomato juice from the, you know, and you're suddenly just like, you know,
or, like, little kids, like, on their first flight, and they're like scared but so excited.
Life is beautiful. Like, but then all it takes is one person, like, standing up the instant the plane lands, or rolling over your foot with their bag, and you're like, actually,
or, like, huffing and puffing.
I'm done with all y'all.
But
so
overall, it
brings out the,
I feel like you just, my head is on a swivel for the most part. Like, until I'm, like, on the seat and the flight attendants are done with their spiel and stuff, like, I'm, like, head on a swivel. I'm like, what? Like, who am I gonna see and what are they gonna do? Like, you just never know.
I know, you're like, will I be the one filming the next viral video as someone is dragged down the aisle of this
also, like, if something crazy goes down, like, what is my exit plan? Like, what do I do? How do I help? Like,
oh my gosh, I don't even,
I'm always thinking about that. Anyways, story for another day. Sorry, we just spoke of that for so long. What gift are you unwrapping today?
Well, that's okay. We spent long on that one because mine is very simple. I think it's just the gift of anticipation.
Okay.
The gift of looking forward to something.
Yeah.
It's one of the best feelings in the world. Like, I am someone who's trying to ground myself in the present moment, live in the present, not be constantly spinning my wheels about the future. But when there's something on the calendar that you're like, I cannot wait for that. It is just
the best.
It's a little beacon of light, like, in the daily grind, to have something to look forward to. So I just feel like we can create things to look forward to, and also leaning into times of anticipation instead of rushing things, I think, is, like, a good practice. So like something I kind of regret is, like, when I was engaged, I was just like, all right, like, let's plan everything. And I need to find an apartment. And I was so preoccupied with just, like, checking things off the list. And that was, like, a really special time of, like, saying goodbye to one era of my life. And I was living with my parents. And I was, you know, there was just, like, things I could have been basking in and, like, receiving, kind of. And instead, I was just like, let's just get to where we're going. And I think, like, Christmas every year is an example of people not leaning into the anticipation and just wanting it to be here. Like, and like, in the church, there's, like, the built-in time of Advent. It's like this time of waiting where we are, like, walking towards something, and, like, it's so, that makes it so much more exciting when it's here, you know? Like, I don't know, like, my aunt and uncle specifically, every Advent, they, at dinner time, they'll, like, light their Advent wreath, and they won't turn on any other lights, and they eat by the light of, like, that one candle or that two candles or whatever. And then when Christmas Day comes, it's like the light, like, floods in and it's Christmas time, you know, like. And I mean, I'm not against decorating before Christmas Day and like enjoying the fun of Christmas, like, throughout the season. But I feel like that's one example of, like, hey, like, we don't have to get there right away. Why don't we, like, enjoy the waiting a little bit? Like, and I think there's just kind of built in times of waiting. Like, if you think about a mom who has 9 months of expecting the child before the baby comes, like, that's, like, an important time of, like, dreaming, and I don't know. Anyway, but even just simpler things, like just being excited for something. Like, I have this certain friend group that we try a couple times a year to get together. Everyone's long distance, but we'll, like, plan a trip, or like, we'll go to, you know, one person's town and spend a long weekend. And we'll, like, have Zoom meetings where we do, like, PowerPoints about, like, okay, how are we gonna spend day one? Like, we take, like, votes and stuff, and, like, fun. And the Zoom meetings are just as fun. Like, it makes the anticipation, like, heighten up. And then when it finally comes, we're like, the weekend we've all been waiting for. And then we're like, should we do a debrief Zoom meeting? Like, But I just feel like, just things like that to kind of eventize and, like, await something good, I think, are really special.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think, well, one, I'm grateful that you brought this as a gift today, because something happened to me recently where I was like really looking forward to something that a friend group had planned. And because of that, I said no to other stuff. And then I had like even said no to things with that friend group like that week leading up. I'm like, no, I have to get these things done, but we have this time schedule and it's been on the calendar, and like it was like getting me through.
Right.
And then the day of, like hours before, like everyone bailed like one by one, and it didn't happen, and it really affected me. Like I was like actually so sad about it, and like really frustrated and things. And so I'm glad that you brought it today, because it's like looking back, it's like even just the anticipation of that event like made my week special, actually. Like it was like I could actually like I like entered into what I needed to do well, because I knew that this thing was coming, and it obviously didn't happen, which was sad. But yeah, I think looking back now, even just as you've been talking, I'm like, yeah, actually, like that was a gift to be able to like be free to like do what I need to do. So anyway, so thanks for that reminder. But
yeah, and I feel like we can actually, like, even if there's not something on the calendar we're excited for, like we can actually walk around with a spirit of anticipating something good. Like it's actually it's like a mindset shift of like, I know good things are coming. Like and I feel like there's a whole culture of like manifesting things and like whatever, which I don't buy, but I do think like believing that good is on the way, or that like we're headed somewhere good, and that there are good gifts yet to open, kind of thing. Like
that's a great
I don't know
point.
if you've ever seen those like inspirational like little quotes that are like, you have not met everyone you're going to love in your life yet, or whatever. Like, and it's like that idea of like, oh, I haven't even had the best day of my life yet, or just walking out into your day of like, today's gonna be a good day. Like there's something to look forward to. I don't know what it is. And like the people who actually like embrace getting older, or look forward to like their next decade of life, or like instead of just like, I think sometimes we can talk about like the swift march of death and trying to put off like put off aging and put off time moving forward, and I think a spirit of anticipation of like, what's gonna be the next good page that I turn. Like I don't know, like it can totally reframe and change like how you walk around, similar to like other perspectives we talk about, like see your life as a story, or look at like I think like the way we look at and receive our present moment and our daily life like actually shapes it. Like and if I'm walking around like good things are yet to come, like the best is around the corner, I think like, I don't know, there's something then when things happen, you have the eyes to see them, kind of. So
totally.
I feel like that's kind of a resolution I have, is to walk around more like that, because I'm like, no, I need to get something on the calendar. Like if I look ahead and there's nothing like to look forward to, I'll like get it in a group text and start scheming of like, can someone have a party, please? Like, which I think is also okay. But it's like, even if there's not some big trip or event on the calendar, there's a lot to look forward to.
That was so wise.
You sound surprised, but
no, I really like that spirit of anticipation. One thing that's helped me and some of my friends is I've done this with like a few different friend groups, but we have like a shared note of like things to do. Like some are free and some like cost money and things, and but it's nice because if we find ourselves like in the hustle and bustle of life with like, hey, let's do something tonight or like tomorrow or something, that it's like we don't have to spend a ton of time thinking about like, what do we do? And we're also not going to waste that time by like just showing up at someone's house and being like, so what should we do for 50 minutes? And then
that's a cool idea.
Whatever. And so, yes, that's where, we've just done some cool low key things, and it's stuff like kind of like local bucket list kind of stuff, like, oh, I've always wanted to like go to that park for sunset. I've always want to go to that place for a meal, or I've always wanted to check out that hiking spot or whatever. So anyways, would recommend that, and that's cool.
It's funny, like I feel like I used to like when I had a bunch of stuff on the calendar and that's what I would look forward to, and now I feel like Chris and I are like, if we see an empty weekend coming up on the calendar, we're like, can it be? Oh my gosh. Like
Yeah.
a whole weekend with nothing, you know, like, or
Yeah.
even just like, wow, a blank Saturday. Like,
Yeah.
it's our canvas. Like, what should we do? Like, and yeah, it'll be simple stuff of like, oh,
Yeah.
we've been meaning to get around to this, or let's, you know, like cook this great meal, or
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
to do something simple. But like, yeah, it is funny. I feel like I used to be like, everything must be packed. I can't wait,
Yeah.
you know, like for events. And now I'm like, wow.
My favorite
free
thing recently
weekend.
is an event on a Friday, and then all of a sudden it's halfway through Saturday, and you're like, wow, like we still have a whole nother day of the
I
weekend.
totally agree. I totally agree.
The Saturday events are fun, but yeah,
But
when
it's
on a
hard.
Friday,
Okay,
it's so
but it's
nice.
hard because even though I like the feeling of having the whole weekend left, if you work a full week and then try to do something fun on a Friday, you have to rally like a
Yeah.
champion. Like, because
It's
by
so
the end
true.
of the workday on Friday, I'm like, good night, everybody. Like, and so you
Yeah.
really have to be like, okay,
That's true.
tonight's the night.
Yeah,
But
so true.
I agree. It's so
Yeah.
nice when you're like, we still have the whole weekend left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's much
Wow.
more we could say, but I think you said it the best. So what's done is
And
done.
we have lots of conversations to anticipate and look forward to. So
So true.
but let's do a
Yeah.
little closing segment. I think it's time for a round of White Elephant.
The jar is back.
The jar is back. This is more ASMR.
That was bad.
Okay, Sarah. So White Elephant is the segment where we react to
Things.
items, cultural phenomena.
Oh my gosh.
I am so sorry. I banged the jar lid on that. Items, cultural phenomena, pop culture things,
Yeah.
concepts, ideas, and we say whether we want to receive, return, or regift.
Yeah.
Gifty, is it annoying when we re-explain every time? Sound off in the comments. Okay. So are you ready, Sarah?
I'm born ready.
Okay. Item number 1 from the jar, matcha.
Return. Tastes
Really?
like dirt. Yeah. So my friends love matcha. My roommates
It does
love
taste
matcha.
like grass / the earth a bit.
Yeah.
I will have a matcha here and there. I find the pleasing green color
Sure.
like
Yeah.
to be a fun little novelty.
It is pretty.
But
I've like yet to meet someone that drinks matcha in the morning. I feel like it's strictly an afternoon pick me up. Yeah.
I feel like there are like women in LA who are wearing athleisure who are like sifting their matcha powder and like
Yeah.
having it in the morning.
Okay.
I imagine they exist. Anyway, I'll have a matcha like
We
once
may
a
never
year
know.
and I don't hate it. Okay, next. TikTok dance trends.
I think at this point I would return. If this was 2020, I would receive.
Oh, take me back to 2020 TikTok. I honestly I'll still receive it. But
Okay.
like, okay, the Apple dance that swept the nation.
Sure.
I don't know. Can I do a TikTok dance trend? Actually, I could do the Apple dance. But for the most part, I there's something fun and like wholesome almost about seeing people do a coordinated dance where I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? You interrupted my doom scroll and brought me some.
Well, it's wild because I
Some
feel
life.
like, were you what were those pop-up dances called on YouTube? A flash mob person?
Oh no.
Well, that's interesting then. That you like the
I
TikTok
liked.
dance.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
It's just a point.
I guess I liked watching a couple of flash
Okay.
mobs, but I
Yeah.
would never want to be in one. But okay, Pedro Pascal.
So random.
I mean, you never know what the jar is going to deliver.
I guess I'll receive. He was like in everything for a minute.
He really has had a moment in the zeitgeist.
I guess I'll receive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, he seems nice. In that movie, Materialists, like
Yeah.
I wanted her to end up with him, but
Okay.
she ended up with the guy with no job. Okay.
It's okay.
Spoilers for Materialists. Okay. Reading all the signs in a museum.
All of them?
I will hastily say, and this may be shameful, return. I'm someone who's there for the vibes, not for dates or descriptions.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if something really catches my
Sure.
eye, and I need to learn more, but I'm too ADHD. I can't just like.
All is intense, but I will probably receive it more than I reject it. Like I'll read more than I don't, I think.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't do it. Skipping breakfast.
Ooh. Receive because it's me most days.
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately. But breakfast food is my favorite. Breakfast for like any meal is my favorite. Breakfast in general, favorite.
Yeah.
Why do I skip? Because I'm lazy.
Yeah, I have to have breakfast. I love it.
Nice.
So I'm gonna return skipping breakfast.
Sure.
Okay, cash only establishments.
I'm probably gonna return. I know we differ on this, I think, but yeah.
I mean, it can be annoying, but yeah, I think I'll receive. And then especially at cash only bars, which I've talked about are common in Philly. I kind of like the feeling of like knowing what I'm spending. Like there's something so like you swipe a card and you're just like
la la la.
None of my business what the total is, but I feel like I'm more responsible when I can see the money leaving me.
That's true.
And it's charming.
I guess when I receive it, yeah, it's like in small towns or something, or like a random rest stop or something, when it's like this diner and it's like cash only and they're like, we're not paying no money for credit card fees. And I'm like,
right, exactly.
Heck yeah, more power to you.
Yeah, there is something like very mom and pop about it. Okay, surviving the apocalypse.
Return for sure.
Last one.
I really like movies like that are like thrilling and like, you know, are they going to survive? But most of the time I'm like, golly, like it's so stressful. And then what are you gonna do once you survive it? Like you gotta rebuild the whole world. Like I don't know. Sometimes I'm like,
just embrace, let death's
I'll
gentle
sacrifice.
embrace.
Like I'll let you
keep
your family and like survive your family, and I will like I'll sacrifice.
Yeah,
if need be.
It's funny. Like, I mean, I get like when I see like doomsday preppers and people who are like, have been jarring.
You're like, I'm behind.
Like,
I need these things.
I'm like, I would love to survive, but that may not be an option for me and my like 2 items from Trader Joe's. Like, but it's funny. This like, maybe I'm not a self-aware person. I have no idea if I would like rise to the occasion and show grit and like courage and like put up a fight, or if I would literally cry and lay down and let like the darkness envelop me.
I fear I would rise to the occasion.
Same.
Like, I would see someone and I'd be like, let's go, like I got you, you know. But I'm like, what am I doing?
I don't actually know like what my role would be if disaster struck. I do know like I like think all the time, like if the grid goes down and I can't use my phone anymore, and where do I start? I'm like, Chris and I have talked about like, where would we meet if that happens? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just, and even if I have a fighter spirit, fight with what? Like, I do fear that I would be made an example of quickly, depending on, but it's hard to say, really.
Yeah. One time, I forget where I was living, but my sibling text, like, so my brother thought that something was gonna happen. I think I was maybe living in England, and my older brother like texts my sister and is like, hey, if this happens, like I need you to meet me in this place, and sends her a map. And it was like in the middle of the country, like they were like gonna meet halfway or something. And I was just like, he had this whole escape plan for her, and I was like, what about me? And do you care at all? And he's like, I don't, like, you'd have to get across an ocean, like I'm like, you are on your own, I'm sorry. And I was like, damn.
Whoa. Yeah, I guess we won't know till it comes, but we'll see what we're made of then. But I would like to survive at least for the plot for a little bit.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Well, that was weird. Took a turn for sure.
Well, gifties, thank you for joining us for another colorful and
unpredictable,
surprising episode of What a Gift. This has been fun. And don't forget, you can rate, review, subscribe, follow, give that podcast a little bump, recommend it to a friend. You can follow us on Instagram. I'm at Copacabana. The O is a 0.
I'm at Sarah Ra.
And yeah, you can always DM us ideas. You can send us new taglines.
Yeah.
You can send us a little gifty-gram with your own thoughts on the topics or asking for advice or whatever you want. We'd love to hear from you. And until then, just hang in there and don't forget, life is a gift. So receive it.